Good evening, everybody. Coming at you live from the UAlbany esports room. Today we have the pleasure of watching the UAlbany Valorant team play against the Dalhousie Valorant team. UAlbany and Dalhousie both having very strong starts to the season, both having a record of 2-0 coming into this game. And the first map is Bind. So what do we normally see here, Adrian?
Well, Massimo, they were talking about it a little bit. We definitely see Yoru, we definitely see Raze. For smokes, we're going to see probably Viper, probably Brim, and as we kind of can see the hovers, instantly what we're just talking about, UA opting for Raze and Yoru actually, and Brim and Viper, then Dalhousie opting for Viper and Brim respectively as well, but opting for Waylay as the duelist instead, and only going one duelist as of right now. UA is kind of, teetering towards two duelists, and I wonder why, because we saw them be a little more aggressive last time. I think when we played Pearl, we did like.
Oh, here we go now. Patah just locks the Raze, so now we have the Yoru and Raze on the duelist for UAlbany, and we see both teams potentially running this two-smoke composition, which is very common to see on Bind. And honestly, the only reason I could think of for Dalhousie running Waylay is because honestly Waylay is just very strong overall in this meta. She'll get a lot of value out of those dashes into sight, maybe out of hookah or just from short to lamps. Like there's many opportunities for that Waylay dash to come into play. And then and we just have the classic two smokes. We have the Viper and Brim, obviously the two very normal picks that we see on this map, pretty much always guaranteed. We do see some variation in the initiator though. We see Fade for UA as opposed to Sky for Dalhousie.
I mean, I think the reason, obviously, UA has Yoru for the flashes, so I don't think they're too concerned with that. What I'm thinking for Dalhousie is they're going to kind of go like Waylay probably dashing in, Sky blinding right behind her, so in case the Waylay wants to frag get a pick, they can, or if not, they get really good info off of Waylay. So
yeah, so we see Dalhousie having lots of versatility with this agent setup, and we have UAlbany starting on defense here, so we're gonna have to see what kind of game plan Dalhousie can cook up here to breach this UAlbany defense.
Of course, and I mean, I think what we can assume is that the Viper is probably gonna. Luckily, Viper's very versatile, where she can throw her wall about across the map, so she can kind of play both sides in that sense,
Yes, that wall that people will throw through the teleporter. However, it looks like this round, Bev has opted to just throw the wall to kind of cover off the entry into site and try and maybe play a rat corner and lamps. We see Dalhousie pushing heavy into showers here, making noise. Fragoso from Dalhousie gets 2 picks on Patah and Narch. That is insane stuff from them. And we see the UAlbany Yoru and Brim swing. Bev exchanging shots with Bev. Bev kills
Spike planted.
Ben, Jesus. And now we see Dalhousie has the bomb down on site and secure hold. So now UAlbany will have to try and win a 2v5 for this retake.
I think those are very unfortunate. We see Chamber get 2 picks. Probably not the best decision to challenge a game in the first round with his sidearm. Then we see
last player standing.
Classic, and it does not work out. Although
Pyro gets 2. It's a 1v3 at this point. Pyro gets 3. Kills Fragoso. Exchanging shots with Mika and Ben. Now he knows the positioning of both.
Has 2 smokes. Probably gonna just block off block off Lance.
Spray comes in, narrowly missing Ben there. Smokes off the bomb, tries to get on the defuse.
One enemy
Kills Ben. Oh my lord. Mika, low HP. Both of these people are one shot. Bomb's gonna explode either way. But Pyro does get the ace, so Dalhousie will not go into the next round with their pistol bot weapons, which probably wouldn't change anything regardless, considering it would be buy round. But we do see a very cool opening round for Pyro here, even though they lost.
I think Dalhousie's probably like, what just happened? We lost a 5v2, which although they won the round, is kind of discouraging if you think about it.
Yeah, it is kind of concerning.
And now Pyro's gonna be more encouraged. He's like, I just hit an ace on pistol round. I kind of almost brought it back to my team, and I think UA's gonna be encouraged there. And they're gonna see that the Chamber's probably gonna lurk more,
Yeah, we see Pyro feeling himself maybe by forcing a sheriff on the save round, and we see Dalhousie showing lots of presence outside long. Bev is jiggle peeking, notices them, and decides to fall back and throw the horde.
And I see Massimo, there's only 1 on B. It's only
yeah,
Viper.
They have a 4 stack on A. They probably know this, and they're taking advantage. Fragoso catching Pyro from the TP. And we see people pushing down short. Ben kills Patah, who's trying to rush the chamber perhaps with the shorty. Narch exchanging shots with the classic against superior weaponry. I don't know if that's going to work, but we see that Dalhousie is actually taking the TP over to A site against the singular Yoru of Tristan. And Ben gets the pick on Bev as well before they even get a chance to rotate back. And now it's just Tristan and FaZe versus the entire Dalhousie team. However, Tristan does get the pick on CS Goaty. Throws the pop flash, gets killed by Mika. And now it's just a 1v5 for Narch. Sorry, 1v4 for Narch, excuse me. There's a very rough retake for Narch here. Classic against 4 people with superior weaponry.
You know, Masman, I don't think it was really smart to only put Viper on B. You know, the stress of the team, it probably forces a rotate. And I think Dalhousie realized that. They're like this. They realized, it only seems there's only 1 or 2 on site. They're probably assuming that they're all going to rotate, and they said, let's jump the TP. You know.
Yeah, Narch is just gonna let the bomb go off here. There's nothing really much for him to do. So, I mean, we do see though, like you were definitely right with that. Playing one
Remember
on
to talk
A
to each
usually
other
isn't
out there.
the greatest
We
idea
communicate,
considering the amount of
win.
rotational pressure this map can give with the 2 teleporters across the map. It's just, you know, at any given time, a team can just fluctuate from an A push to a B push or vice versa and just take advantage of that weak site hold on A that I suppose they became aware of. Because, like, why else would they teleport? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of unfortunate for UA, just a strategical idea there. But now we're starting round 3. Dalhousie's up 2-0. This time, UAlbany is more balanced on both sides. We see the chamber lurk up A short, and the 2 people for UAlbany holding long on B. Chamber's just going to play this slow. He's not going to overextend or anything. But you must think, like, UA is not hearing any noise A short, so they have to think that they're B. And now we do see noise. We see the dog come in. The Viper Orb goes up, preventing the trade on the Yoru. And now it looks like Dalhousie's going to try and leave and kind of regroup for their next attempt at a site take. We do see Viper in showers, though, kind of lurking up there. Does Viper know that he's going to be going out against 3 opponents?
I mean, I think too, Massimo, I think UA definitely learned not to over-rotate. As we see, they just, you know, stuck to their site. And with Yoru and Brim, they really shouldn't over-rotate. You know, once Brim uses his stim, you know, it's really hard to fast rotate. And with Yoru, he just throw a TP. They're not trying to waste on their use right away, is what it appears to me. But it looks like they're trying to get into A.
And we're getting the A take here. So Dalhousie finally made their move. We have Narch with the hold on the site along with Patat. Patat lamps the whiff from Fragoso with the outlaw. Patat gets the kill on Fragoso, traded out by Mika. Narch trades out Patat, and then Galen trades out Narch. So now we have a 2v3 for UAlbany here. We're in favor of UAlbany, rather. Bomb is planted. Ben in showers. I'm not sure if they're aware of this positioning. Well, they definitely are now with the spray coming through the wall. They definitely know. Galen is quite low in showers, or sorry, in lamps. And they decide to smoke off showers.
Last player standing.
Tristan kills Galen. No trade even possible there. Ben trying to take advantage of the Viper Orb, but Pyro gets him, and they do have the defuse in time.
Not the boom you hoped for.
Talking about, you know, the not over-rotating definitely helped UAlbany there. It's definitely effective that they didn't, because you saw there they stuck to their site, played very confident. Luckily got a pick on the waylay early, and it was really hard for Dalhousie to enter. I mean, no offense to them, once they lose waylay, it's kind of difficult for them to enter site. They really only have Sky at that point.
Yeah, of course, and it was very effective that they were able to come to that conclusion without needing to call a coach's timeout, and they were just able to re-strategize and figure out the more optimal method of playing defense on this map. And you can see now that they're doing a very similar setup. The York sending the TP, going to play long again with his Viper. We do see, however, Dalhousie fast pushing. Waylay dashes straight into lamps. Tristan gets the pick on Fragoso short. Or sorry, be short. But we do see Dalhousie as pretty much pushing this site after the won't go anywhere. And however, though, they are now fluctuating over to B, perhaps trying to catch UAlbany off guard. All coming through Hookah now, gonna try and flood the B site. However, UAlbany with the stim beacon already there. Bev, they didn't expect his positioning and guarded. Tristan gets 2 on Galen and Ben. UAlbany is just, this retake. CS Goaty kills Patah, and then Narch gets the trade. That was an outstanding retake from UAlbany there, and they weren't even able to get the bomb down for that plant money.
I agree, Massimo. Like, that Viper playing Garden was really smart. You know, putting the wall, it forced them to clear it, because if they don't clear it, somebody can peek, and luckily for UA, that was Bev. And we see just, you know, winning the gunfights too is a very important thing we're seeing.
Yeah, with Tristan there getting the 2 on that. And now we see Bev actually opting for this wall on that goes through the teleporter, as I mentioned earlier. This wall is just the most effective wall on this map, it's what makes Viper so strong here.
Agreed. So yeah, slow them down. We see Chamber still working.
Getting a dink, and then Pyro kills Mika. So UAlbany very much showing their intention of fighting Showers here. We do have Fragoso lurking into Hookah here, perhaps trying to find that pick on the Viper and Yoru, but they don't know. But Fragoso doesn't know that Viper and Yoru are all the way in their spawn. Oh my god, look at this flank here. We see Dalhousie fluctuating over to B short, and now we see Tristan and Bev having perhaps an incredible timing here if they play this right. See Pyro with the rotate over the site. It's a 5v4 in favor of UAlbany. Pyro with the spray coming in, hits a couple shots. Tristan shift walking into Hookah. Bev gets the pick on Fragoso. Now we see Ben getting shot by Tristan. Clone comes in. Tristan flashes sight, and then re-swings Ben. Kills Ben. Pyro kills Galen. CS Goaty gets Ben, and then Tristan trades out CS Goaty. And that's another round win for UAlbany.
UAlbany's playing these retakes really well. I mean, we saw the Yoru and the Viper about to flank, but then they hear the steps and they say, I wonder if they know we're off site. And Dalhousie, unfortunately, probably got on the site and said, where's everybody? They maybe thought they were playing elbow, possibly. Maybe one on site again, thinking they got lucky. But then we see Tristan and Bev just really taking that that advantage with the flank, and also the rest of UAlbany doing really well to take the rest of the site.
Yeah, that timing by Bev and Tristan, that play to push up B long was definitely very fruitful in terms of what they got. Tristan was able to get 2 off of that, and then Bev was also able to pick off Fragoso from B long. That definitely won them the round, if we're being completely honest. Now we see Dalhousie showing some pressure in Showers with the waylay, and then we see Tristan get the op pick on the opping agent himself. And then we see Dalhousie's going to back out of Showers after that initial pick. Yoru's rotating over to B, perhaps anticipating a rotate by Dalhousie, but Dalhousie just decides to slow down and just play this cautiously. We see Galen with the Odin here, perhaps looking for a cheeky little spray at some point.
And as we see Massimo, UA not moving at all. I do wonder if they are going to use Waylay ult here, potentially to try and get some sort of advantage, but I don't see that potentially working. You know, they have really good agents on A, especially 3. It's gonna be really hard to say. We see that Viper wall going up, trying to split off of lamps, but I just think it's gonna be hard. And
UAlbany aware of this push. They did not move off of the A site. They were prepared for this, and they just get another pick, and now it's a 5v3, and Dalhousie is still trapped in their spawn. Galen having to back out yet again because they're just isolated and short. He just can't be in that position. Ben is isolated in the right corner of Showers. This is very, honestly, this is very precarious positioning. This Brim Smoke comes in to let Ben cross. Very, very well played there. But they're kind of running out of time. They have 11 seconds to get the bomb down. You need at least 4 to plan. And it looks like they're just going to save their weapons here because they don't want to lose those rifles and force onto another save.
I mean, not much you can do there, Massimo. And I find it really funny, as much as we were talking about UA not over-rotating, the thing I find hilarious is that Viper and Yoru on B didn't move at all. You know, you think maybe Yoru would potentially flank, but they said...
Or at least throw a TP to the other side.
Anything, you would think. Like that, yeah. But no, they're playing really safe, and it's, you know, working out for them. You know, they know when to play aggressive, they know when to play site and play defensive. Yeah. And, you know, it's working really well here.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, we saw the more aggressive side of UAlbany, and now on this bind defense, we're seeing definitely more passive side of defense. We see UAlbany actually mess up both raise satchels to get on top of the bind. It's a little misplay there. I hope it doesn't affect their play of the round. We see Tristan still holding Showers here with the op. Instead of that Rimmel comes in, gets 2, both Narch and Patad. That's a crazy Brimwall and lamps. And they weren't able to quite get the bomb down because the grenade came in. And now they're going to start planning. Tristan still has the op here. It's not the for the op here. Spray comes in from from CS Goaty gets Tristan to pretty much a one-shot from a Vandal. Ben kills Pyro, Tristan kills CS Goaty, and then Bev gets a nice shot on Ben. Bev is gonna pop the Viper's pit. That is a very good pit. Fregoso pops the chamber ult, gets Tristan. That's the op down for UAlbany. Bev not aware of Mika behind him, and Dalhousie gets around back.
You know, I think UA had a really good intent there. Very unfortunate. The op does not really do good in that situation right there. When there's a bunch of smokes, it's really hard to get a clear shot, obviously.
Yes, buying an op in this situation where you have 2 smokes on both teams is kind of I'm not gonna say it's a bad choice, but because that pressure of the op, even if it's like B long, hold from heaven, or that off angle that they attempted to have last round, it still provides pressure. But later in rounds, like on a retake, when everything is smoked off by like a Viper or a Brimstone, it's gonna be hard to find out that op. And especially on Yoru when you don't have like a secondary weapon. CS Goaty dashes into showers, doesn't quite get the pick up the top, but the top kills Mika, pops the ult, and gets shot out of the sky before he was able to shoot it by Ben. That was great marksmanship by Ben there, that flick over to the satchel raise.
I mean, not to mention that Patat got a headshot even when he got
Galen and Pyro taking shots. The Odin fan comes in for Galen, kills Pyro. Maybe he's been I guess inspired by Brock on NRG. He's kind of been crazy with that Odin lately. And we see Tristan and Fregoso both holding ops currently. Fregoso holding lamps and Tristan just holding short. But now we see Tristan actually opting to rotate over to B.
Monsterman, obviously we know that UA doesn't know that they haven't left, but leaving the whole site open.
They have now just left the entire site open. However, Dalhousie isn't quite aware of this, so the time is dwindling. But it does, I mean, now we see Narch maybe deciding to double back.
30 seconds left.
Being cautious about a potential CT push. And now we just see Fregoso slowly, still like aiming down lamps. Very, very careful. They aren't quite like sure of UAlbany's positioning here. They could still be on site for all they know. But now they're just going to get the bomb down. And UAlbany's going to initiate their rotate over to A and try and get this retake in again.
I wonder if UA's just saving. Like, they're not even, it does not look like they're attempting to go to A.
UA does have some very large weapons. You see here with Narch with the Odin. We know that, Tristan has the op. And maybe they do just want to save these weapons since
they are pretty expensive. I mean,
yes,
I think people forget the Odin is
3,200 credits. Yes. Narch gets a pick on Ben. I'm not sure if they're fully committed to this retake though. Maybe they're just trying to harm Dalhousie's economy, which it looks like that might be the case since they are leaving now. The spike is about to go off. Obviously, Dalhousie gets to retain their weapons, and UA gets to retain all of theirs.
Now, call me crazy, Monster Mode, but if I were in that situation, I would sit, like, kind of stand behind the box and TP and potentially get 2 off, you know.
Just the Yoru?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is a maybe that might be a little bit too much of a wild card type of play for a match like this, but I'm sure you could definitely do that in your comp games.
Oh, definitely.
And it would work out for you.
No, those silver players love those corners like that, so I could tell you like that, but definitely not like, these players are immortal in Ascendant, so
yeah, these are great players, and that's not discredit towards you, because honestly, I might have thought about doing that as well, and I'm gold plat, so obviously we're nowhere near these people's skill level. We see Fregoso gets the pick on Patat with the op. Since he was able to keep it last round, since UAlbany decided not to retake, we're seeing more value out of that operator from Fregoso. CS Goaty pushed into hookah here with the help of the brim smoke from his team. Bev just holding hookah through the brim smoke. Decides to drop before it fades. Definitely a smart choice. You see Galen get the pick on Tristan long.
I've got your trail.
Guy pops the ult. Bev kills Galen
Spike
and then
down
just
B.
goes back and throws the molly off of hookah just to prevent a jump out maybe. Now we see Dalhousie fast rotating over to A, possibly knowing that they have a free site, still taking it rather cautiously, kind of just aware that UAlbany might be here. And we do see that Narch is actually already arrived on the site and is trying to retake lamps.
Spike planted.
Goaty gets Narch. Unfortunate timing there. He's trying to clear the corner. Pyro with the unfortunate timing as well. Gets CS Goaty though. Exchanging shots. Mika gets Pyro. We still have And we just have Bev sitting long with the op, perhaps just gonna save this weapon here this round. We're seeing a lot of saving right now, Adrian. This is kind of a, I don't know. I didn't know we were so careful with our money in this match.
I mean, I agree, Massimo. I mean, we're talking about a little bit, the op being very important and very expensive.
Poison's off.
But it gets to a point where like, how much is it worth? Trying to save an op versus taking a site and getting around. At some point you have to find a blend between at least trying, But
yeah, I mean, the last time they did it was okay because they were up a round, but now they forfeit this round and they're actually down a round now. It's 4-5, and yes, they have the op, but like normally when you're on defense on bind, you want to try and win as many rounds as possible because that defensive hold is just so good. And that is another thing we forgot to mention. We do see UAlbany not running as Sentinel, whereas we see Dalhousie running the Chamber. That while that Chamber isn't technically seen as a traditional Sentinel in terms of being locked down, like a Cypher or a Killjoy or a Deadlock or a Vice even, he still has that trick, and that trick just does so much. Whereas UAlbany just doesn't have any sort of Sentinel utility to work off of. Instead, we have the two duelists. Oh, we see Fregoso diff Tristan with the op, unfortunately.
And I was just gonna mention Massimo.
And Ben gets the crazy positioning and shot on Patat.
We see that, Chamber, like you're talking about, he's getting these picks, and like, even though he's not playing like a traditional Sentinel, getting these picks with the op is almost just as important, honestly. He's getting these entry picks and allowing his team to, full rush sites.
Toxins going up.
Yeah, of course. And now we see Ben and Narch 1v1. Narch kills Ben. Pretty good timing for Narch there, honestly. Not sure how we knew to peek there.
I mean, once again, we see Dalhousie just full rush sites.
Fregoso gets another kill in showers onto Narch.
I think Dalhousie's realizing kind of how UA's just leaving A open a lot of the time and just kind of abusing it. I know we talked about it on the first match, abusing sites and just really going
right here.
Pyro with the timing on Mika here. Just gonna take that time.
Last player standing.
Galen is able to get out before Gibson was able to get another one, and then Fregoso just gets the 4-piece with that op. Kind of insane value that Fregoso is getting off that op here. And maybe for UAlbany, you kind of just want to ditch the op strategy because it's not really working. And now we actually do see UAlbany taking a timeout here, trying to rework their strategy. Maybe they're hoping to at least end this half even, 6-6, and go into attack with an even score, just and try and reset and win rounds on attack. But like what I was saying, like with the operator, you need to, when you're on defense and you're buying an operator and it's not getting any value for you, it's such a large credit investment that honestly, it might just not be worth it at that point to invest in another op. Like maybe you'd want to buy a Vandal instead so you can buy another one next round for the last round of the half instead of being broke and having to save. But I don't know. We aren't aware exactly of what UAlbany's strategies are, but that's just what my opinion is given the past round history that we've been watching.
Not to mention, the Dalhousie Chamber feeling very confident, and he is winning these op duels. It's not like, Dalhousie has the op and they're just, abusing the op. It's not like an op crutch. It's an even playing field, and simply UAlbany is losing, and they keep going back to it. It's kind of hard to get somebody off a hot streak of, one-tapping people. So I think in that sense, they should also put it down and maybe rethink their strategy. Maybe play more aggressive. Maybe they got too passive,
Yeah, I mean, for sure. There's definitely a fine line between being too aggressive and too passive. And it's very noticeable here. We actually see Bev using this Viper's Orb to push up long. And Fregoso shooting at Bev. Bev is aware of Fregoso's positioning. Fregoso almost gets the shot through the smoke onto Bev there. Probably doesn't even realize it. But Bev is able to safely cross again. Pyro jiggling hookah. Narch jiggling short. UAlbany just playing this extremely passive, as we said. We see Patat with the hold on the off angle there, but this Viper's wall is just preventing it completely. We see Tristan get a pick with the op on Galen. Finally some value for the op for UAlbany. Fregoso gets Patat on the off angle with the whip coming from Patat. Tristan gets another on Patat, and then Fregoso kills Tristan. And then Fregoso gets taken out by Narch, not expecting him to be tucked all the way into that corner. And then we see Ben gets shot at by Pyro from heaven, and UAlbany takes round 11. And maybe that timeout is just what they needed.
Round
That
in the
was
half.
played beautifully by UAlbany, and we actually saw lots of value out of the op there, getting 2 of the 5 opponents on the team. Yes, he got traded out, but they were able to pick it back up, and now Tristan has the op back in their possession for round 12. And going into halftime, now we see UAlbany with this op. All of a sudden, it's springing to life. We're getting value out of this op, so hopefully they can take that momentum and just win this round 12 and go into the next half 6-6 even.
Yeah, Massimo, I thought it'd be really funny. I know it's not a smart play in the slightest, but I really thought UAlbany was going to take 2 ops there because, you know, they killed Chamber finally. They might just grab his op, but unfortunately, so I would be so mad if I got
Oh yeah, if that happened to Bev, that would have been quite upsetting for him. We see Mika dog up long, notice the Viper and the Raze's presence, deciding to not push that up. We see Dalhousie very split across the map, like pretty much everywhere, every single angle you can be at, there's a Dalhousie player. We have one showers, we have one short, we have one flank, we have one B short, and we have one B long.
I think they're just looking for picks here, you know?
Yeah, they're definitely defaulting here. I'm pretty sure Pyro caught a glimpse of Fragoso up on that box with the op, and opting to not peek that, which is completely the right decision there. You do not want to contest an op with the Vandal. And we see the Brim smokes come in, and now we see Dalhousie fluctuating over to B site. It's looking like it's going to be a B long take. We actually see Dalhousie. Hookah. The entry from CS Goldie shut down by Bev. Mika runs into sight. The running gun on
30 seconds
Patad
left.
gets the kill because of the flash. Bev sitting in the smoke with the short. He gets mollied out by the Brim, loses half their health. Galen is going to plant the spike. Fade all comes in for UAlbany. They're going to try and run off site. Bev with the good timing still gets killed by Mika. No, Tristan gets 2 with the shorty. Mika finally trades Tristan out. It's a 2v2. Fragoso holding strong with the
Player standing.
Pyro kills Fragoso. Fragoso was opting to take the headhunter out there. Perhaps a mistake there. Fade Dog comes in for Narch, and then Narch gets Mika, and UAlbany has successfully come back. And
Beacon here.
Dead even.
Yeah, I think they played really well there. I mean, we saw the shorty plays
Switching
going crazy
sides.
there. And I don't know if anybody saw it, but the Waylay recall actually ended just as the Waylay entered site. I think he fully intended just to clear site, because that's what most Waylays do. They dash towards behind the box and clear basically most of site. But I just think they simply mistimed it, and he unfortunately died there, which was really...
Yeah, but maybe there was some sort of stall utility that came in that we didn't quite see that prevented the Waylay from going in as soon as he popped the recall. But also just Tristan with that shorty, like, I wish my shorty did that, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting 2, 1 shot, 1 kill for the shorty is just insanity here. And now we're starting pistol. UAlbany's on attack, and we do typically see Bind as a very attack-sided map given the teleporters and things like that. Sky Flash comes in through the TP. I don't think it catches anyone. Fragoso swings short, or swings from Hookah as well. Doesn't see anyone. So Dalhousie is still kind of unaware. Bev gets killed by Galen. Bev was trying to capitalize off of the orb, but they didn't push out. Fragoso gets 2 clean shots on Tristan Patad, and then just TP's out into Hookah. And Fragoso also comms to his team that UAlbany is definitely belong. They're in Garden now, and we're actually not seeing a rotation from Dalhousie here. Perhaps anticipating that they're gonna take the teleporter.
1 enemy remaining.
Fragoso
Spike
kills
down,
Dark. Pyro
B.
kills Fragoso. Pyro kills CS Goldie, and then kills Pyro. I thought we were gonna see another round of Pyro just going crazy on pistol there. I could have seen that. I saw the vision, bro. I saw the 1v5 again.
I mean, I also kind of saw the vision, and I think what Narch was trying to do is look into Hookah and right-click with the classics.
Yeah, 100% that's what he was trying to do. Unfortunately, he did get caught out by CS Goldie from behind, and then actually, what's his name? Sorry. Fragoso was able to still get the pick on
Their
him, even
fears
despite the
betrayed
fact
them.
that he was the one getting pushed. So now we see UAlbany kind of just... It's looking like they're showing B, and then they have the Viper look showers again. Perhaps the Viper, or perhaps Bev should play this a little bit more cautiously this time, since now Bev is aware that they put 2 showers to get the orb. Ben is also just holding Hookah pretty well with the Viper Molly here. Narch jiggling. Notices that Ben is still on Hookah. Pyro and Pyro and Narch are both outside of hookah still.
Really good pick from
Tristan gets the pick on Forgo, so Mika gets both Narch and Pyro,
down,
so
B.
that is a 2-for-1. Tristan kills Ben though. Are they aware that there's another in hookah?
And Spike's actually in hookah, so it's very
Spike is isolated in hookah, that is true.
One enemy
Galen
remaining.
and CS Cody get one. And now it's just a 1v3 for Bev, and we see Bev on the lurk here with a Ghost against, I believe, 3 Guardians. So this is going to be a very tall task for Bev here to clutch this round up.
And I think you were talking about Massimo, like, the lurk may not be the play here, maybe he should just play it.
And Galen gets the kill on Bev, and yeah, that lurk bearing no fruit for UAlbany there.
Let's ruin their day.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, the Spike getting stuck in hookah is always a problem. I think most people know online. Once the Spike gets into hookah, it's really hard to get out since hookah is just very open and it's just very hard to get out of. And I wonder if UAlbany is just going to kind of default again towards 4 towards B, 1 towards A. But we kind of see Narj opting to go with Bev. I wonder if they're going to try and trade in showers because we saw Bev just trying to solo take showers. It's unfortunately not working. Spike was kept in the middle, actually. We saw that play last time.
Yeah, we did see that play last a couple weeks ago where they leave it there just to fluctuate over and try and not isolate bomb and hookah, which I suppose UAlbany learned from their mistake last round.
And we see that UAlbany actually got a few shots on the Dalhousie brim. I wish them they killed him, but I wonder what they're gonna do here. It's definitely a split push. We see
Narch rotating over to B. We still have the Viper lurk in showers though. CS Goaty aware of this lurk, and then it looks like they're gonna fight. CS Goaty gets to kill on Bev, and then Pyro kills Mika. It's a 4v3 in favor of UAlbany right now. We have UAlbany just pushing into showers, and they just have to take control of this site. And then we just see that Dalhousie is gonna be retaking from their spawn. If Brimstone opts to take the teleporter, that could create pressure for UAlbany, but it looks like Tristan with a nice shot for Gosa. That was great marksmanship by Tristan there.
And we see the Brim obviously watching the flank. I wonder if he knows the lineup here. I think the lineup down in. And you see the Brim on Dalhousie. Yep, and here's the lineup.
Here's the lineup. And he had that down. He shot that immediately. He just aimed up and shot it. He knows if that's going to hit.
I might have to see
that.
Last player
Yeah, we might have to see that lineup.
remaining.
And then Narj just kills CS Cody. However, we do see the picks on site and just the confirming of the round win, but really what confirmed that win for them was that Brimstone molly.
Oh, of course.
There was nothing they could do about that at that point. It just came in, covered the spike, and there just was no time for Dalhousie at that point.
And I think we were talking about it a little before the match started, and we said you usually see Brim and Viper, and I think that's where we see the power of Brim there, The Molly lineups go a long way here, since from site to where the lineups are is very far, so, that gives the Brim player a lot to play with, and not to mention that, there's a few one-ways you can do in those maps, and this Brim smokes, Brim's... I'm going to stop here, because there's 3 walking down bads, very aggressive.
Yeah, and CS Goaty just gets the kill on Bev.
Time to jump.
That's a 3v1. They're definitely fighting showers here. They're tired of that Viper lurk.
I know, it's such a funny play to me because, UAlbany does get sight, but it's just such an interesting...
Well, not quite, actually. Pyro will get the plant down, but we still see lots of noise being made by Dalhousie here. The Waylay all coming in. CS Goaty gets the pick on the top. Bomb is down. Not sure if Pyro has a lineup. CS Goaty gets 4. Gets taken out by Narch. Almost had the ace there, and then Mika just kills Narch, and Dalhousie with that retake just worked really well for them.
I mean, CS Goaty played that really good way, not even just Waylay, he just played really good there. He knew he can ult the left, so it hit the right corner to be open. Dash is just to confirm. Then once he rises there, the Sky Dog just to check his corners for him. There's just not much you can do there. I mean, you saw Dalhousie play that retake beautifully, I will say.
Spoil the party.
And after the rush into showers, I was a little hesitant about seeing that play, but seeing it work, it really makes me smile to see a play like that work.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just caught out the single Viper. After so many rounds of UAlbany running the same Viper lurk showers, it's kind of anticipated that Dalhousie would adapt to that and try and come up with a play to counter that. We're going to have to see if after that round, if UAlbany still opts to run that Viper lurk, since he essentially got killed with no ulterior value. And yeah, again, that retake was just beautiful. And also, not only was it the way they played it, it was also the marksmanship of CS Goaty there. Just maybe some of that aim from CS transferred over to Valorant with the hitboxes being smaller and all. And now we see UAlbany with the very choking. Oh my God! Galen gets 4 with the Odin. What the hell? Oh my God! Galen with 4 on for the ace. Wait, dashes in for the ace. That gets both Galen and CS Goaty with the bandit. Now has the Odin that with 4 of his teammates' blood on it in his hands. And now is he aware of this Fregoso flank? He is. Why did he peek that with the bandit with the Odin in his inventory? Either way, that was a very entertaining round to watch. You saw, and the Odin gets thrown right back to Galen. I would throw it back to Galen too after that 4-piece. And now we see UAlbany taking another timeout.
I mean, Massimo, obviously we're having a great time over here, but I mean, UA was on their save round. I believe they all had classics, so really not much you can do there. And I wonder if Galen just knew. He heard so many steps near him. He probably heard like almost 5 seconds. Like, are they just running at me? So he just knew. You know, with Odin especially, he said, I can just spray here and hopefully get a pick. And UAlbany kind of just lined up for him there. It was very unfortunate, but it was quite hilarious. I have to add.
No, that spray definitely worked far too well. They got 4 off of that just spray. And UAlbany just peeking one by one, thinking, oh, I'm going to get this trade. I'm going to get this trade. I'm going to get this trade until all of them are just dead. And then we did see the nice shots from Bev come in there onto CS Goaty and Galen, but obviously to no avail. That it was pretty nice, though, that they were able to, that Bev was able to take out 2 people while on eco, which, you know, they lost the round, but sometimes you got to look for those small victories. And UAlbany, now we see CS Goaty very stringent buy here. However, his teammates will most likely be able to buy him the next round. And now we're just we just have to see if how UAlbany re-strategized for this after this timeout and see if they do any better on attack. We see on these attack rounds, we see CS Goaty actually getting spawn. Not sure, might be having some technical issues there. Tristan with the Yoru all popping in onto the sites and hearing just the site. Gets taken out by Ben. Ben gets Patat as well. Very risky on ult by Yoru there. And Galen gets
one enemy.
Pyro kills Ben and Galen with the spray transfer on Bev and Pyro. Galen is insane with this Odin. He's like the second coming of Brock, literally.
I mean, I'm not going to insult UA there. I think the York ult was kind of used ineffectively there. We saw Tristan enter site, but his team kind of just sat in main. You know, the Viper wall does kind of prevent a few things from happening. But to really just let the York player go on site by himself and not really help him out after he's revealing all the information definitely was not a smart play by UA. They do have 4 more ults to get through, but it is not looking good, and especially because their eco is kind of in the rough here, you know?
Yes, I mean, perhaps before they reworked Yoru's ultimate, where he was still able to flash, that round might have gone differently for UAlbany there, but just the raw on-ult on Ben is not going to ever be the play. Maybe you would opt to look for some cover at that point. Tristan killing Ben after killing Ben. Mika trades out on Pyro, and Patat kills Mika. So now we actually see a 4v3. Bev gets the lurk kill on Fregoso. So now it's actually a 4v2, and we actually see UAlbany TP over to A site since Bev has complete control of it, and they're just going to plant this bomb on A and just play this post plant.
I mean, we're talking about it, Massimo. The TPs are just so good on attack because...
Spike planted. Last player.
Bev with the off angle on CS Goaty catches him off guard. Actually, so now it's a 4v1. We have seen Galen do some disgusting things with this Odin. Shoots a little bit, so now UAlbany's completely aware of his positioning. Bev pushing up. Galen looks like he's aware of this. This doesn't matter. Bev gets the nice shot onto Galen's forehead, and that is a round for UAlbany. So we do see, actually, maybe again, the strategy changed. Like, we see them playing a little bit more passive now. Or maybe not passive, but playing for picks. Not just trying to bomb it down into a site or anything like that. They, instead of having Viper lurk, they had Viper play with the team. And that actually worked out for them very well, since Dalhousie's used to that lurk, and now we have Viper smoking for the team rather than for her own, or for his own lurk.
I agree, Massimo. And I think something we saw a little different there was UA kind of plays this team and still one of those Vandals. One Vandal can change around Maximo, especially in kind of like a half.
Yes, of course, we see Ben get a pick on Tristan from B Long. Fregoso holding showers with this chamber op and possibly expecting the lurk from Bev. Not there though, but this time Bev is lurking up short. This is the same lurk as last round where he actually got the pick on Fregoso, but CS Cody aware of it, picks off Bev, and now it's a 3v5 in favor of Dalhousie. And we just see all three UAlbany players outside B Long. Spray's coming in. It's not taking a lot of damage. Galen with the spray just gets pyro. This dude's crazy with this Odin, man. I would be so mad.
Forces UAlbany to take the TP there, and Chamber.
And now we have Chamber with the op holding in showers.
And it
Gets
gets
a
the
collab! Oh my god! And that is definitely a statement there. They have an Odin on one side and an op on the other, and there's just nothing that UAlbany could have done there.
Dalhousie's getting so many collabs this game. It's actually more often than not they're getting a collab. We saw Galen with the Odin and the 4 people lining up, and then we see Fregoso there getting the chamber op, and it's just not like I was gonna mention how for UAlbany it might have been good to take a second to look at what's happening, with their timeout, but Dalhousie not letting them readjust, just keeping this pressure and just
Launching
being
smoke.
very confident.
Again, we see Dalhousie being aggressive, just pushing all the way into showers already. Taking this orb, now Waylay all just online. And now we just see Mika and the Waylay. Oh my lord! Okay, Galen and Baton trading each other. Tristan now pushing back into showers, maybe trying to catch the shower players off guard. But it seems like CS Cody is aware.
I think that was somewhat personal, Massimo. The
Raise all? Yeah. Waylay all comes in, catches Tristan. Fregoso gets the pick on Tristan. Yeah, but the Viper's Pit is popped for UAlbany here. It's kind of going to devalue that mob. However, CS Cody gets Pyro and Marge while Bev gets Mika. It's a 1v3 now. Bev in the Viper's Pit cannot win the round, and Dalhousie will be taking map 1 of this match.
Massimo. I was gonna say Fade
Defenders
plays really
win.
well into Viper Pit just because the Prowlers can find people in the pit, but unfortunately there I think Dalhousie just kind of knew where UAlbany was playing. They knew what they had to spray, where to look. We saw Chamber on Heaven with the op looking around the Viper Pit rather than near it, just to see if anybody was playing an angle. And it's just very unfortunate for UAlbany. I think they just got unlucky on a few of those rounds, and that really set them back.
Yeah, and we saw their attack methods weren't exactly optimal for the defense that Dalhousie was putting up. I mean, Dalhousie just had that chokehold on defense with the op, with the Odin, anything like that. But with that being said, we're gonna take 5, and we'll be back when map 2 starts. Be right back. And we're back for map 2 of UAlbany Great Danes versus the Dalhousies. Sorry, I'm not sure what their mascot is, but we're actually on split for map 2. This is UAlbany's map pick, and UAlbany will be starting on attack here. And we actually do see some very conventional compositions here for both teams. Omen is a very popular operator on this map, along with Raze and Yoru. Personally, whenever I get on split, I always lock the Yoru in. I love Yoru. He's so fun to play, especially on this map. However, I do not like this map whatsoever. But again, we see CS Goaty on the Waylay here. And, you know, he played the Waylay pretty well on Bind. So I wouldn't see why not let him play it again on split. And we're just going to have to see if UAlbany can just take this map back and tie the series at 1-1 and force a map 3.
It's really funny, Massimo. Like, these are basically the same comps. The only difference, I believe, is that we see Brim being substituted for Omen, like you were talking about, and no Chamber in sight. For Goso actually playing Viper this time. So, I mean, I play Smoked myself a little bit, so I can also agree that Omen's pretty good here. The TP is just very versatile. We don't see any subs, I believe. No, these are the same team from before.
These are the same exact teams, but what I don't see is a Sentinel.
On either team, correct?
There are no Sentinels on either team. So it makes you wonder, how are both teams going to lock down these sites with no Sentinel utility? Normally we see like a Cypher or a Killjoy at the very least. Maybe a Cypher playing on B or a Killjoy putting their turret on A, but for this matchup, we don't see a single Senti. Instead, both teams opting to run double smokes, both running Omen and Viper.
I mean, not to say that he can take the job of a Sentinel, but Yoru can play both sides, so maybe they think that's enough. But we see that a very split push. Both teams very split, actually.
UA showing presence mid.
Saw the Yoru TP. Obviously, gonna have to look at it, respect that. UA often to go down mid. Omen kind of lurking.
Flash comes in, TP comes in for Tristan, and UA just take vents with no contest because Fregoso just get a big smoke, which is reasonable. UA Narj kills Fregoso, Ben gets a trade on Tristan, and then Narj kills Ben. So this is actually a 4v3 for UAlbany right now. Now UAlbany fluctuating over towards B site, gonna get that bomb down, and now we see Bev again with the lurk, just like on Bind last game.
I was really shocked to see UAlbany win that duel there. They were kind of sandwiched in vents with Dalhousie being on both sides.
Attack getting caught out from heaven by CS
Very
Goaty.
unfortunate. But Bev with the really nice flank. I wonder if he's fast enough for this.
I'm not sure. CS Goaty and Galen both getting picks on Narch and Pyro. Bev is behind Mika, but Mika knows now and gets the clean shot on Bev. And Dalhousie just taking this pistol round.
I think Bev needs to slow that flank up just a tiny bit. If he got that flank off, it would have been, I would assume, very successful. Believing his team, maybe trusting his team to hold that site down. Unfortunately, I think they just got picked off.
I actually think the opposite. I think if he sped up the flank, he probably would have had a better chance of getting shots into them before they started their retake from heaven. Like, maybe he would only be able to get one, maybe two if he was lucky, but that still would give UAlbany a better chance. And also just Patat getting caught out from heaven by CS Goaty, getting shot in the back while trying to get into that backside position was also just unfortunate. So nothing really went right for UAlbany there. I mean, that probably isn't an actual reflection of how UAlbany site take is going to go on this map.
No, yeah, we see UAlbany this time trying to go B. Viper is just still lurking. He's really trying to...
Ben gets the pick on Tristan with the Outlaw. Again, the Outlaw is so good on that eco, and Ben gets Patat, and then CS Goaty gets Pyro, and Ben gets Narch. This is a 1v5. Bev is just lurking mid, gets taken out by Fregoso. Fregoso has a classic on their buy round and still gets a kill. And wow, that is just pure domination by Dalhousie there. That Outlaw, man, I'm telling you, that weapon, ever since they added it to a game, it's been a menace on those anti-eco rounds.
Agreed. Like, if you... This should go for anybody. If you win first round, somebody on your team should be buying an Outlaw. It is just, as we always will talk about, it is so strong that it can one-tap on second round with light armor. Because who's going to buy full armor on second round?
No, you wouldn't. That would be a force, and then that would mess up your economy, because even if you force, you're not going to be able to force an Outlaw or Guardian or anything, especially if you're buying full shield, so it's not going to work. We see Ben exchanging shots with Narch here. Ben still gets a pick on Tristan with the Outlaw. And again, UAlbany opting to push up mid. Maybe not the smart decision here, knowing that they have an Outlaw. although they aren't aware exactly where the Outlaw is going to play. We see Bev get 2 on Mika and CS Cody on that lurk. Finally, the lurk showing some merit here. Galen now rotating back over to A, wary that UAlbany might have rotated over to A after the mid presence was shown. But now we actually see UAlbany going over towards B. So they had the read on this rotate. If they take this site, it's going to be a very difficult retake, especially with the lurk for Bev. Just standing behind him. You can still see a fade on Dalhousie. He's still very wary of getting shot in the back. And he's just see UAlbany get this bomb down. And it's planted safe, but it's still in a very rough spot. We see Fragoso actually flanking Garage behind Pyro. Since there's no Sentinel on either team, they can't really be aware of the lurk. And we see Fragoso get Pyro. And then Patat kills Fragoso for the trade. It's 2v3, still in favor of UAlbany. Ben gets really unlucky on that second shorty shot, but still kills Narch, and then Galen kills Patat before Patat was able to react. And now Bev is extremely low HP. 1v2 situation against Galen and Ben.
One enemy
gets the kill on Ben, but Galen is sticking it. And Galen gets a defusal. Bev does get the final kill on Galen to try and mess up their ego a little bit. But it's still a round win for Dalhousie, and now they've taken a dominant 3-0 lead.
You know, I really thought Dalhousie was going to have that trigger discipline in Garage, potentially try to look into site more. But it appears they just wanted to get the pick, probably put that pressure on UAlbany, making them have to look at Garage, which I think probably worked out for Dalhousie. They won the round, so I wonder what UA is going to do here, and I still wonder if they truly believe the Viper flank will work. We do see him getting a few picks, but it's not winning them rounds.
Yeah, it's empty kills because, frankly, it's 3-0, so it doesn't mean anything. CS Cody has the op, dashes out. Galen gets 2 with the Odin. CS Cody gets another with the op, and Galen gets a 3rd with the Odin. Oh my god. That is ridiculous.
I mean, no offense to the boys here, but I don't know why they almost lined up for the op again. Then we see them lining up for an Odin. Once again, Galen with the Odin.
I'm telling you, bro, second coming of Brock. This dude is insane with the Odin. And, he's just feeling it right now, bro. It's just bad for UAlbany here. And again, they're just re-peeking because they think they can get the trade while maybe the op is rechambering the gun, but with that Odin spray they just didn't expect that to come in.
I'm also shocked they did not get the pick on the op.
Letting the Waylay just dash back into heaven was definitely a big mistake. We see UAlbany actually heavy pushing onto A. Galen gets the spray up the top with the Odin yet again. And then the ult comes in for Galen.
I'm curious, where do they smoke? The traditional smokes are screens.
Yeah, and we see Ben and Galen both get another pick.
One enemy remaining.
CS Cody gets another pick on Bev, and then Galen just gets the 3rd again on Tristan with that Odin. Oh my lord, UAlbany definitely needs to scheme up a way to deal with this Odin. And honestly, if I were UA right now, I would have to take a timeout here. You're down 5-0, and this Odin has a stranglehold on the A site.
No, we see Dalhousie, we were talking about a little bit with the lack of Sentinels on, they opted to go Chamber, but we were talking about Chamber not being a traditional Sentinel. So I think Dalhousie is just very confident, feel like they know what angles they need to hold, and they don't rely on the Sentinel to do that, which is good.
Yes, they're trying to work off the momentum from Bind, and also keep in mind this is UAlbany's map pick, so the fact that they're down 5-0 here just really means that they're playing badly. CS Cody misses the shot with the op. Misses 2 shots with the op, and Tristan's able to get out safely. If he repeats this, I don't even know what to say. We see Fragoso and CS Cody holding a crossfire mid. Fragoso just gets the pick on Tristan because Tristan was tunnel visioning vents, and the op. CS Cody kills Patat as well, and then Bev kills Galen. That Odin is down. Maybe there's a flash of hope for UAlbany here with that Odin out of play. And then CS Cody gets the wallbang op through the... Oh my god. That is a crazy kill. And now we see Fragoso holding this angle on mid, kills Pyro. I don't think he's aware of Narch's visioning though, but now he is because Narch just shoots his gun. Narch still gets the kill on Fragoso though, throws the eye to try and clear out mid, get his hands on a gun here. And now he's just running through sewers, but he's actually faking it. He's doubling back, not knowing that the op is here. And the op just comes in and gets 3 that round for Dalhousie, bro. Oh my lord. So it's either the op or the Odin. Now we just see Galen just rebuying this Odin, and then now we just see UAlbany take a timeout. Very much needed timeout. You can't go down 6-0 on your own map pick and like not be extremely concerned about that. That's really bad.
Dalhousie just kind of has them in the palm of their hand right now. I think UAlbany's just playing really unconditioned. We see them kind of ego peeking, like tunnel, like you said the word tunnel vision, where we're sitting in mid with a sheriff, like kind of not looking anywhere specifically.
He was just staring down a smoke.
Taking down, like we're trying to take ones with the sheriff. That's not smart. At least try to peek too. You don't have to. You can peek and not line up with each other if that's what they're afraid of. I just think they're playing so unconditioned here. They're like maybe stressed. I think they're just like getting in their heads themselves.
This is definitely mental warfare, and that's the thing with the Odin. Not only is it an extremely powerful gun, but it also, and I say this from experience, it affects your mental state. Just when you get sprayed by an Odin, whether it's through a wall or off of a peak where you swear you could have hit his head, like that Odin will just cause so much rage inside of you, especially when you get killed by it that many times. We see Galen already in 6 rounds has 2-3 Ks, maybe 8 kills total with the Odin. I think actually all of Galen's kills might be with the Odin at this point.
And like I think you talked about it a little bit, having just one op, one Odin, and the rest Vandals, it's definitely warfare because it's either 1-1 versus an op.
Yes, Cody getting the Tristan again with the ego peek by Tristan opting. That's using utility. Mika kills Patat, and then Pyro kills Ben, and then Mika kills Pyro. Mika getting 2 with the Phantom, not even the Odin or the op that we were talking about. Now we see Fregoso just holding mid again with this Viper's Orb. And now we just see UAlbany trying to push up mid. Bev, not even looking at Mail, gets taken out by Fregoso. And Narch with the whiff on Fregoso. And Fregoso just throws the Viper Molly out there to stall even more time.
It's just getting so much more unfortunate for UAlbany. Not much to say from me here. I don't have too much input.
Narch with the pick on Fregoso, but it's still a 1v3 situation, and he's stuck in mid, and it's just such a bad position. We actually see the Omen right, like, in the fade, just opening high-low, just like
kind of towering up there.
Very, like, good hold here for Dalhousie. They just will do anything to make sure, and we even see the Waylay with the op just holding Garage. And Narch managing to escape the high-low hold somehow. Galen just keeps spraying with the Odin looking for Narch. And the eye comes in. Narch avoids it by crouching behind. And then Galen's still just eyeing this down. Like, Narch gets Galen, and then Mika just trades Galen out by killing Narch. And then picks up the Odin for Galen for the next round.
You know, I will say, Narch did a very good job there of getting 1 pick. But
it's empty frags.
It's empty frags, and I think that's just the name of the game right now for UAlbany. They keep getting these empty frags, and it's just not working out for them. I couldn't tell you what they could do differently. Maybe play slower, maybe. But we see, something I want to touch on a bit is that we don't see any team like on defense flanking a lot. Maybe Silver, that's just very common.
People love flanking, especially those insta-lock Reynas.
But in higher play, you really don't see that, which is quite shocking to me.
Yeah, no, and we see UAlbany trying to take Garage. Tristan just peeking with his utility out, just gets taken out by CS Goaty on the off angle. Perhaps wasn't expecting it, but still, like, just peeking that with your utility out just seems like with lack of a better phrase, a rookie mistake. Keep in mind, these are very high elo players. Like, they normally wouldn't be making these sorts of mistakes, so you have to think, like, Dalhousie's definitely getting in UAlbany's heads here. Ben kills Patat, and then Narch gets a trade out on Ben. Mika kills Bev, and Narch gets CS Odie. And then after Narch kills Fregoso. Narch doing very well with that Guardian, but Galen just with the Odin just dropping down from heaven like a nuclear missile and just spraying at Narch with the Odin.
I think Galen, basically all of Dalhousie is really feeling themselves. I feel like no one in their right mind.
Well, I mean, look at these KDs: 11-2, 9-3, 8-4, 6-5, 5-1. Nobody on Dalhousie is negative, and they all have a good amount of kills. It's not like you have one person carrying and then you have 2 people with like 1 or 2 kills, which conversely, if you look at UAlbany's leaderboard, we see that Narch is the top frag, barely going positive, 8-8, and everyone else is negative, and we have 3 players with 0 or 1 kill. Tristan pops the Yoru ult, pings the Viper, but Patat just decides to jump across anyway. Tristan on ults in the middle of nowhere. Is able to TP to backside. Waylay dashes out, scared of losing the op. We also see Omen backside. Fregoso gets Patat and Bev. Narch gets Fregoso. It's a 2-for-1 trade though. Waylay's gonna pop the ult here. Narch gets off the plant actually. Waylay pops the ult. Narch got hit by that. And then Ben just ults off of sight. CS Goaty gets Narch, Tristan gets Galen, Mika gets Tristan, and then Pyro gets Mika, and Ben gets Pyro. So just an insane gunfight that we're seeing on that retake. And there's really just nothing, absolutely nothing UAlbany is able to do here. They're just not able to find a round.
UAlbany, I think I said I'm behind a little bit. Their use of the Yor ult is just quite disappointing. We see Tristan Viper in the middle of the doorway, and Patat, instead of just ego peeking him and trying to take that one, I don't know if he even satcheled, but just ran across.
No, he did just jump across.
He just jumped across and even tried to shoot him. And we see UAlbany using two TP or Omen TP and Yor ult just to go sit in a corner.
Fast push by Patat here. Honestly, first good play we've seen by UAlbany here, just getting that op out of the equation. Now that's one less thing they have to worry about. It's a 5v4. We see UAlbany, just the raw TP onto site by Tristan. Not a great play there. Ben gets 3. What the hell? That spray is insane. Gets 4. Almost gets the spray transfer onto Pyro, but Pyro takes him out with the Sheriff. It's a 2v1 now in favor of Dalhousie, and Dalhousie just Fregoso just kills Pyro, and it's 10-0.
So I think what happened with Ben there is that he got the pick on the Yoru, which that TP was not the smartest. I think we can all agree there.
Not even a flash.
Yes, then we see his team walk in, he plays in the smokes. Then what I saw is that the Patat and his teammate that got killed lined up perfectly each other through the smoke, and it was basically another collab. And it's just, maybe it's just very unfortunate for UAlbany here, but these collabs are just getting to a point.
Out of hand, yeah, it's insane. And now we see just CS Goaty yet again with this op here. Missing the shot. I'm not even sure how that one missed. That looked aimed pretty well. Galen gets the spray kill through the wall on the top. Pyro kills Galen though, so they did get the Odin out of the equation. Pyro gets the trade on Bev. Ben wasn't aware of the TP, I suppose. Viper Molly comes in for Bev, and they're actually able to get the bomb down.
Finally in UA's favor, and they did stop that Odin.
See Fregoso on ramps. Bev is just tunnel visioning down long and just gets shot in the side by Fregoso, and there's nothing he could have done about that.
I wonder if that was...
Narch gets the Guardian pick on Fregoso. Narch with this Guardian is pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. And then we see Mika and, sorry, the Waylay, I keep forgetting his name. CS Goaty, sorry. Trying to retake. Gets shot in the side, wasn't aiming there quite, and UA takes their first round in round 11. So
I shouldn't say finally. That's very rude to our team. And maybe we have seen crazier things. Pro League, obviously, of people coming back from this.
So remember Fnatic versus sorry, what's his name? Fnatic versus Loud in 2023. That was probably the most magical comeback we've ever seen.
So we're gonna see if maybe UA can replicate that. I surely believe in them. It's just, let's hope they don't line up for an op again.
Guys, listen, we all know about the 10-2 curse, all right? Op hold, instead of holding from ramp, shoots the decoy. That clone coming in is actually useful. Gets the op out of the
Miss two.
Rosa, like, oh my god, CS Goaty with the blind shot Patat. After Patat Rosa's his ult, Pyro kills CS Goaty. Viper's pit is popped, so they actually managed to get the bomb down. Fregoso kills Pyro. Fregoso gets Bev, and then Narch finally trades Fregoso out.
We see the Odin in heaven. UA only
Mika and Galen both in heaven.
Last player
Tristan gets Galen and Mika. So we finally see Tristan getting some work in here, getting those 2 kills on heaven, and the clone getting the op out of the way for them. And now 10-2. You know, you kind of want to hope that UAlbany can take this momentum into the attacking half, or sorry, the defense half, and just see if they can mount a comeback here, no matter how unlikely it may seem.
I mean, thank God it is the half, because, you know, UA did win that attacking round, but, you know, Dalhousie obviously had the eco anyway, so they probably just buy another op, another Odin.
Yeah, they were max money the entire half. That was...
So this is probably going to help UA a little bit, but they did not do well in the first pistol, but we're just going to have to see, you know. Maybe they're feeling confident, maybe they finally have the momentum they need. And we see UA kind of going around Van's mid area and Dalhousie all opting for B, not even a single person going in.
Yes, all 5 stacked in garage, and it's kind of just like you're thinking like they're gonna want to take this heavy. This Omen one way is very interesting. Tristan gets destroyed onto Pyro, and then Ben just kills Pyro after the entry. Tristan kills Ben. CS Goaty gets Patat. CS Goaty gets Tristan too. CS Goaty gets Narch after with the 3-piece with the Ghost. Bev is now trying to speed up and try and get this position in heaven. Shots come in for Bev, and just CS Goaty just 4 kills in the pistol round.
I mean, CS Goaty played that, well, you know, the aim right there is just crazy. But something I question is, why would the Omen do the one-way? Maybe, I wouldn't say he messed up the smoke, but he just didn't look at the one-way. He
didn't hold it. He decided to try and re-smoke, even though the smoke wasn't even dissipating. Which, I mean, I guess it's fair if you want to be safe, but you have to, like, when you play that one-way, you need to play it. Especially if the team disrespects it, just like, I believe it was Fragoso did. Sorry, I said the names wrong when I was talking about it. It wasn't, Tristan, obviously, because Tristan's on defense. It was definitely Ben or actually no, sorry, it was the Viper on Dalhousie. Sorry, that disrespected that one way, and then he just wasn't able to capitalize off of that. We see the dash in by CS Goaty. Patat takes him out though. No trade coming in for Dalhousie here.
And we see Viper on Dalhousie trying to get a lurk here, trying to get a little momentum for the round. Fragoso,
Pyro seems aware though. Definitely just holding this garage push. Whiffs though. Fragoso gets the pick on Pyro in garage.
I mean, everybody knows crouch peeking is not optimal in this game, and I think the Viper there just really.
Patat just caught out with his knife out.
Yeah, that's not something you want to see, especially in this high level to have your knife out and to be crouch.
Tristan gets the pick on Fragoso though.
Good pick there. I wonder. You guys in a pretty good spot here. It definitely looks like Dalhousie's going to opt just to finish on A. The Marshall's going to do pretty good here, I think. Really hard to say, though. I mean, will Dalhouse... Actually, Ben is really deep into site. I wonder if he can get between screens.
Yeah, and all these smokes are just going to kind of make this Marshall useless for UA. Just all the... Now we actually see him coming in with the Bucky, possibly switching weapons. And Ben just gets Tristan. Narch gets Ben though with the trade, and then Beth gets Mika. So UAlbany actually takes this round, and now it's 11-3. And you know, what are you thinking about this scoreline so far, Adrian?
Well, Massimo, you definitely said it, a 10-2 curse. You never know what can happen in this situation. And UAlbany's actually, you know, defying, you know, the odds here. They grab 2 Bulldogs, so hopefully speed up a little bit of money here. But I just think they need to kind of, as much as they are winning rounds, they're kind of scraping by, you know? Like, I feel like they just need to really, like, it's going to sound really corny, push past their limits a little bit here.
Yeah, very cliche. But,
very cliche.
But honestly, you're right, because we just see UAlbany, yes, they're winning they're winning a round, but, like, every time they win, almost all of them die as well. So they're barely wins. Like you said, they're scraping by, so they're not able to retain those weapons or their money, and it's just all still, even though they're winning the round, it's still kind of advantageous for Dalhousie.
Agreed. And we see CS Goaty here kind of just dashing up ramps, getting that ramp space. You know, that's basically
and Fade Dog into Heaven. So they're very intent on taking Heaven here, kind of just disrespecting the Viper's ball. Buggy shot comes in. Buggy's not doing its job. CS Goaty gets Tristan with the Bucky, then Galen gets Narch, so they've taken full control of Heaven. Patat is kind of just isolated on this A side right now. Pyro and Bev both get picks on Fragoso and Mika though, so it is a 3v2 in favor of UAlbany now. And we actually just see Galen and CS Goaty backing out of Heaven, but we see Patat with the hold. Gets timinged!
That is Valorant timing at its finest.
But we see Patat still hit the shot on Galen. That was still a very nice shot. And we see CS Goaty picking up the Phantom off of Galen's body. Bev holding with the Bulldog, gets taken out CS Goaty. Perhaps started spraying a little bit too early there. And then we see Patat with the hold. Gets taken out CS Goaty. That is great crosshair placement there. And then CS Goaty gets taken out by Pyro with the Outlaw. So this is exactly what we were saying. Yes, UAlbany wins the round, but 4 of them died for it.
Agreed. And not to mention CS Goaty just kind of, you know, you think as, you know, three alive. No, I think it was a 3v1, I believe.
Yes.
You think they would all kind of just watch the same area, but they're taking these ones, and from what we've seen today, Dalhousie is very confident in their ones. So I think UA kind of has to take these team fights more instead of.
And that would probably result in less of them dying as well.
You know, 3 people peeking one person is way better than a 1, as we see CS:GO can win these ones very confidently.
As of course, CS:GO is definitely feeling this up. Pyro kind of messing up that TP peek, I think, a little bit there. Or maybe trying to fake it across. Not sure if the true intention's there, but we will have to see how that affects the round. We do see Dalhousie's playing relatively slow, kind of showing like some mid presence. CS:GO's pushed up pretty far up into mid, but now is deciding to back off. We see Viper, who's on Viper? I keep forgetting his name. On Dalhousie. I'm sure it's lurking. It's Fregoso. My apologies. He was on Chamber last game, yeah. We actually see Pata and Fregoso kind of just both holding angles, unaware of each other's presence, because Pata's just holding this. Didn't see that Fregoso cross. If Pata tries and goes for a flank, Fregoso's definitely just going to shoot him in the back.
I believe Fregoso should hear Pata going back and forth right here.
No, I think he's holding shift, actually.
Is he holding shift?
Yes.
My apologies. So, but, you know, the judge right there on the corner, I think we were talking
Pata
about...
making noise, throws the Roomba out of the
Yeah, he
ramp,
definitely does know he's there.
So now he backs off the angle, which is probably the right choice to make. But UAlbany,
30 seconds left.
I think Pata, any second now, is going to take contact with Dalhousie, and we actually see Dalhousie taking from the bottom this time. That Fade Eye comes in, shows the presence, and now UAlbany's very aware of this A-take. CS:GO is onto the site along with the entire team. Galen is planting default, and we actually see the Waylay. Is the Waylay going to pop ult? Waylay pops all into CT. They're going to push through the Viper ult. Bev still gets the headshot on Fregoso, but CS:GO gets the trade on Bev. A little bit of baiting by CS:GO there. It's okay, though. And then we see Pata get Mika with the judge, Ben get Pata with the trade, Galen get Pyro, Tristan get CS:GO, and then Ben get Tristan. And now it is 12-4 in favor of Dalhousie, and just, I don't know, like, this is a very, I'm not even sure what to say about this. Like, seems like nothing's going right for UAlbany here.
We are at a loss for words here. It's not looking good for UA here. I was in hopes because it was a 5v5 retake, so it was going to be some very interesting gameplay. But unfortunately, the Waylay ult there, just letting them get more space into UA's kind of site, you know, getting them all the way almost back into their spawn.
Yeah, and let's mention also that UA is on a very stringent eco right now. And this is a win or die round, pretty much. If they lose this, they lose the match entirely.
And we see the Yoru on site, and once again, it looks like it's going to be played for a retake here. It's not what you want to see in the final round,
Ben TP's back from out the ult. Tristan just fast flanking up mid, gets the kill on Ben, and that is a rifle in their hands.
Agreed.
We see Narch with the Bucky here. He gets cleared out by the dog. Gets one with the Bucky. Whiffs the second shot, but Tristan gets CS:GO. This is actually turning into a pretty good round for UAlbany here. It's a 4v2.
Down either.
Yeah, no, they still haven't planted. UAlbany now aware of Galen's positioning. Shoots Galen in the back. Oh my lord. UAlbany's actually turned this round around. Oh wow, that's a double entendre. And now we see Fregoso just smoked up with the bomb. Gets one, but Pyro just gets the trade. That's a very good hold by UAlbany there, finally.
I agree, and like we were saying, it does not look good for UAlbany, though, the Yoru ult, sorry. Words are getting really hard today. Yes. That's really good for taking sight. So you really thought Dalhousie would commit to the plant there, but not opting for the plant. Very interesting, trying to take gunfights instead.
No, we just saw UAlbany capitalize off of that fast flank mid. Perhaps getting a little lucky with Ben TPing back out of the ult there, even though the site was clear to unaltin. But that honestly just snowballed the round for them. They were able to get their hands on rifles, and then they actually won their gunfights. And we see Pyro just get a pick on Ben as soon as the round starts, and then Tristan gets a pick on Fregoso. So this is like the first round we've seen where UAlbany actually starts out the round favorably. Mika taking a gunfight with Pyro. Pyro just decided to back out, maybe not confident in his aim at the moment.
Also, too, we see that Dalhousie opting to buy like almost all the sheriffs. They're still playing hesitant. They do kind of think UA could take some rounds, you know, if they're really confident, they would just destroy their eco. But who would do that? They're trying to secure a win here. So
yes, of course.
This round, not to say it doesn't play too much into the game, but it's really just, you know, I don't even want to say a throwaway round, but it does kind of appear that way. They are down.
Yeah, we do see
It's hard
Dalhousie
to say.
slow walking towards A, trying not to make noise, but Narch gets the jiggle and comes that
Them down.
Dalhousie is now pushing onto A, and we will see the rotate come in from UAlbany. And honestly, if I were UAlbany here, I would just play this retake. It's a 5v3 retake. You're always going to have the advantage, but we actually see Patat exchanging shots with K1
30
here.
seconds left.
And then we actually see Patat get flashed by his own Yoru. Nade comes in, doesn't catch anything quite.
Could just throw a bomb buddy there. Just
High low hold
aggressive,
for
but-
UAlbany there. Tristan gets Galen. And now we see the bomb is down, and it's just a hold for CS Cody and
One
Omen
enemy
on site.
remaining.
Arch gets the good shot on CS Cody, and Pyro gets Mika. And that is a splendid retake. I'm very happy that UAlbany took advantage of their numbers there. Also, let's kind of just ignore the questionable activities of
On the
Arch and
spike,
Pyro on
yeah.
the spike there.
I mean, you said yourself it was probably really smart for them to play retake there, and it did work for them. When you have that weapon advantage, you definitely rather play safe than not, because say they just started peeking them and say for CS Cody, as we saw him today, just kind of one-tap people. God forbid he one-tap 3 people and he has a Vandal in his hands. We would not want that.
Yeah, and obviously, you don't want to take one-on-one gunfights, even with the Deagle and the Strength, because like you can one-tap with the Vandal just as much as you can one-tap with the Sheriff, and it's just like you know, so it's essentially still pretty much who gets the first shot off at this level. And we have CCS Cody spray comes in, misses everything, dashes it in, gets the thing on Pyro, isn't able to do the recall. Tristan gets 3. He kills Ben, CS Cody, and Galen. And then Mika finally gets the kill on Tristan, but it's a 3v2 for UAlbany. For Goso, managing to dodge the ult from Patat. That's the second Rosa ult from Patat this game. And we see Omen just ult out of there and playing with his Viper. And we see Bev and Narch both in heaven, probably trying to think about what Dalhousie might be trying to do here. They're still playing very slow through mid, possibly anticipating like a cheeky little hold, like just still playing very careful. We actually see UA pushing up, gets the spray on for Goso, Mika gets Bev, and then Narch gets Mika. So UAlbany 12-7. This, you know, it's still you're 5 rounds behind, but it's better than when it was 10-2 or 11-3 or whatever the largest deficit this game was. It's definitely we're actually seeing some momentum advantage from UAlbany here.
Not to mention, that round was quite important because Dalhousie's econ is even quite far back. You know, they bought that round and they don't have a lot of funds. They're trying to, you know, buy some sheriffs.
We have 4 sheriffs and a Bucky.
But we see Tristan going back on the op. I wonder if this is going to work out for him.
The op seems like a pretty safe bet because his teammate has 4,850 credits, which is enough to buy next round. Bev gets the pick on CS Cody in mid, and now Ben is just going to try and peek for the trade, but I don't know. Just peeking one-on-one, yes, you're confident, but it's just a superior weapon for UAlbany right now. I'm pretty sure Bev caught a glimpse of Ben there. He did. Spray comes in. Jump spotting too. Tristan gets the pick with the op on Forgoso. There's the op coming in with some value. Interesting ult by Tristan here.
But he hears them. He's going to
Here's
go
them
back.
coming up.
1, 2, and
Benz.
sees the 3.
Sees all 3 of them in his ult. Just gonna un-ult behind with the shorty and get one. Finally, we see some value out of this dimensional drift for UA. Tristan finally getting a kill outside of it.
I agree. We talked about it a little bit. Your ult's not being the best today, the dimensional drifts. But I think there, it was played much better, you know. I think Tristan was possibly just trying to clear main with it because that's what Dalhousie has been doing. But then he hears vents and he's like, I wonder if that's the team or just one person. He sees all the team probably coming to Patat saying, peek this right now because they don't know Patat's there, and Patat successfully gets 2 of them. Then, you know, the shorty play at the end.
Yes, and you know why he unaltered like that behind him? Because his teammate was on site trading shots with the Yoru, so it's a safe unalt because he'd have to flick all the way around 180 degrees to be able to shoot at him, so that's just a guaranteed kill with the shorty pretty much at that point.
Agreed. And I think both teams have rifles. I kind of see... Yes, both teams do have rifles, so this is going to be, once again, a very scary round for both teams, as this could be the last round.
You do see Dalhousie kind of just pushing through sewers, but we also see a crossfire by UA being held on this A main. Big dogs coming for both teams, both catching an agent. CS Cody missing his shots on Patat. Patat able to get back to safety. Still gets taken out by CS Cody though. Just Patat probably not feeling it today. Tristan gets the op pick on Galen though.
Yeah, but we also see a lot of util being used just for these one picks. Like Fade dogs, Viper almost out of both her smokes. Still is Molly and Viper pit. Whaley no util other than ult. So
you also see Bev pops the Viper pit on B, which pretty much just guarantees that Dalhousie is gonna try and hit the A site.
Agreed. But that also means that there's at least one off of A, so they could take the fight where they want it. Hard to say what they're gonna do. They do have Whaley ult. They can't play aggressive. I wonder if they're kind of going to sneak into the back of the site and kind of work their way back.
Well, if they do that, we have Tristan holding here with the op, which is very... And they're actually running out of time here, 12 seconds. They're going to have to do a fast take. Tristan's going to get the pick with the op out of the sky. Narch gets the pick. It looks like they're going to get the bomb down, but it's a 3v2. One of them being an op. Tristan just going to wait for his team here. Waylay pops the ult, though. This might be huge. Tristan narrowly avoids getting shot there by CS Cody.
He's not in the best spot. The op is not the best in this kind of like
a very close range quarters and screens. CS Cody missing Bev's head there. Bev gets the kill on CS Cody, and then Mika beats Tristan, and Tristan gets the kill. And either way, Pyro was on the defuse. Even if Mika got the kill on Tristan there, they would have had that defusal, and they would have been able to pick up that op for the next round. So now it's 12-9. This is looking a lot more winnable for UAlbany here. It's kind of an insane comeback.
I agree, and each round gets more stressful, and I think it has to be mentioned that like the closer these games get, the more nervous each team's going to be. Some people are going to misplay. Some people are just going to overthink, and we see Dalhousie buying one rifle, 4 vandals. One vandal, 4 sheriffs. So I wonder if they're just trying to buy this one vandal to see if they can win a gunfight, get another vandal, and
try and snowball
that and just grab vandals.
So we immediately see that Bev noticed that Dalhousie is just pushing on mid, which is what you want to do when you're on mostly an eco. And we see Fregoso is the one with the rifle here, trying to take a gunfight. Actually gets sprayed out. Loses a good bit of health. CS Cody misses the shot on Bev, but is able to use the default to get out. And they're just forcing Bev out of heaven here. Tristan gets the pick on Fregoso and is able to TP out to safety before getting traded out. And then Galen on the site. So Dalhousie have taken the site, but Bev gets the kill on Galen, who was carrying the bomb. Now the bomb is just kind of isolated in the middle of the site. CS Cody kills Tristan. The Waylay dash comes in. Bev whiffs the magazine on Ben and CS Cody. Ben kills Bev, but CS Cody gets taken out. So now it's just a 3v2 in favor of UAlbany. Narch and Patat sitting in heaven, and we see just Pyro holding this garage angle. And you have to think, like, bombs isolated on site. There's not much they can do. They're planning safe, which is completely the right choice here, given that they don't know where Omen is. But this retake, Dimensional Drift gets popped. Patat gets the trade on Mika. They know they're aware of Ben's positioning, and they're just gonna stick the defuse.
Back. That's a hilarious.
And that's a great shot by Patat as well. We finally see Patat kind of getting involved in these rounds and just allowing Pyro to get on that defuse, and he picks up the op for his Yoru, and now Narch has his op back in his possession. It's 12-10.
Valorant's not a forgiving game. If you're bomb frag, it's really gonna dawn on you that you're maybe not helping your team a lot. So maybe Patat kind of felt like he was not helping his team a lot. But you really can't have that mentality. Everybody on the scoreboard is doing something in the end of the day.
Whether it's kills, utility usage, anything like that. Like we just saw with the satchels there, like preventing the Yoru from trying to halt the defusal, like with the satchels. That was big brain play, and you don't need to be really good to do that. Tristan missing the shot on the clone there is actually quite funny. We see Pyro throwing this one way again.
Let's hope he holds it this time, doesn't pull out his util again.
Yes, of course. But we do see that this time Dalhousie is going to respect the one way and try and flex over to mid.
That was a really aggressive angle, I feel
This is a very aggressive angle. If he gets cleared out by like a dog, he does have the orb to hide in though. Oh, that's a very good swing by Galen. Just catches Bev off guard there. And now we just see a crossfire being held by Dalhousie here. Narch actually has an Odin now, maybe trying to get some payback on Galen here.
Maybe a bit. I wonder if they're going to pre-fire the smoke a little bit, try and get a pick.
Narch hears Dalhousie running up into heaven and just comment to the team that it's 100% a B take. So this is a 4v5 retake for UAlbany. Narch gets a kill on Fregoso.
Really good pick there.
In heaven. That is a great pick because there's no one there to even trade it. Galen will be getting the bomb down. Tristan with this op on this retake. Again, probably not the best situation for this op to be in play.
Really good raise nade, I think.
Yeah, good raise nade. Patat with a very high satchel. Gets taken out by Galen. Not really looking at the right thing there. Tristan gets the pick on CS Cody. And then Galen and Pyro exchanging shots. Pyro finally gets the kill on Galen. Mika kills Pyro. It's a 2v2 situation. Flash comes in. Blinded. Narch gets Mika.
Does he know he's
Ben is Raptors. Do they know? The smoke is actually backfiring for Dalhousie right here.
Yeah, I think they're just going to stick it.
The bomb is smoked off. They stick it. Ben gets both kills, but
very close.
The round is won by UAlbany.
Oh my
it's
God.
slowed to 11.
It's so close.
Would you believe me if I told you it was 11-3 at one point?
I would not mind smoke.
12-3.
I think anybody either watching this or even in the room watching our players would say.
We actually just heard them celebrating.
Yeah.
That's great. I love the mentality here, and we just see UAlbany just taking full advantage of this momentum, and it's just so it invigorates like just excitement.
Everybody's excited right now. Anybody who's watching this Valorant gameplay is just has to be excited.
I'm not allowed to be biased, but if I'm being completely honest, like this comeback is just completely amazing, and I so badly want to see it happen.
Of course, I mean it's just respect out of the game. Like anybody winning a comeback like that is absolutely amazing. And we were even talking about the loud Fnatic game in 2023, the VCT finals, and we're just seeing something similar here. Maybe not as large of a scale, but still like just just magical. And we're gonna have to see if UAlbany is able to force a map 3 here with all this momentum, and it's just like, wow, you know. Wow is the only thing we can really say.
And now we see Dalhousie kind of becoming more aware of the fact that UA is kind of just locking in here. They're playing a lot slower. This slow push in mid, they haven't made a single bit of noise. We see Bev with the off-angle hold. I don't think Bev caught a glimpse, though. Oh, gets slowed by CS Cody, taken out.
It's going to be a rough retake. Only one on site.
Pyro gets taken out by Ben with the timing. It's a 3v5. And now we see Mika holding heaven with the smoke. Tristan
does he
not aware for he is aware. He takes out Fregoso. Wow, how does he know that?
I think he just.
Oh, and Mika kills Narch. It's a 2v4 now with Patat and Tristan. Tristan aware of Mika's positioning. Gets the pick on Mika.
Patat does have Razel. He might actually get 2 if he shoots the corner.
Tristan gets the kill on CS Cody.
Needs to
shoot. No! Doesn't get shot in the back. The trigger discipline, and Ben gets both Patat and Tristan. Oh my lord! In the final hour, the trigger discipline by Galen there, the exact right play he needed to make. That is a outstanding heads-up play by Galen there.
I think if Patat shot that and killed him in a 2v1, I think Albany would have gotten.
Patat didn't clear the corner fully
because. You know, there's that little box right there. I think he tried to look at it, just barely didn't see the enemy.
Because he was on top.
That is
a heartbreak to think you were up or you were down 11-3 and you brought it all the way back to 12-11 and then you lose in the last possible round.
No, yeah, I mean, none of you saw here. I was out of my chair. I was so excited for that result to hit.
He was out of the chair.
So it's just really well done from UA to kind of get their bearings and to bring that back. Very unfortunate it did not work on the end. But you know what? I think it's a very good challenge for them to see what they need to work on. Do you have any advice for our guys? What you think they need to potentially work on?
I think that you kind of just need to worry about how you're playing on these defense and attack halves. Like sometimes they're going to pass. Need to work on not letting people get so much value out of these weapons like the Odin and the Op, while also simultaneously trying to get as much value as possible out of yours. And it's just like, I'm sure they know all of the things I'm saying already, and I, as a gold player currently, have no right to lecture them on anything like this, but it's just what we've observed today, and it's just what we want them to try and focus on in the future. But yeah, unfortunately, the UAlbany Great Danes have lost this match 2-0, and we are now have a record of 2-1. Have a great night.